Folklore, as far as I can remember, the best folklore that I know as a kid and a grown up, started back when I was a child, is my dad and my granddad telling me about a Black Panther every time we'd go out to hunt. The sightings about a Black Panther every time we'd go out to hunt. The sightings of a Black Panther around this area, most people didn't believe right off the bat because they're not known for these parts. But I've heard several stories, like I said, from my grandfather and my father, friends, neighbors, where they'd be hunting in the woods and it'd be unexplained stuff. As such, my dad's telling me a story of him squirrel hunting late October, November, way deep down in the woods, in the deep of a hollow, headed towards North River over here, what we used to call the Toenail, which is a couple of cliffs. But as he was walking down the hollow, he just could feel something watching him. And he stopped several times. And when he stopped, he could hear twigs breaking or leaves rustling as if something was following him, but never seeing anything. But as he was coming out of the ridge, or the hollow, where the ridge met into the hollow, coming up on all the rocks near the lake, he said out of the corner of his eye, he caught the black shadow of something, which first made him think of the Black Panther that he was told by his father, my grandfather, that he had seen when he was a kid or an adult growing up. Nobody's actually seen the whole body of one. I've heard people seeing the tail end of it or the head of something that was black. But known to these parts, the only thing I've ever seen that comes close would be there's a few black coyotes lingering around, like bobcats. Depending on what time of day it is, dusty in the evenings, a lot of things look black. But, like I said, could have been many of things. I've had my own encounters with stuff when I was in the woods, feeling like I was being followed. I've been lost in a pine thicket from paying attention to what I thought was following me at one time. Could have been a bobcat. Could have been several things. Could have been a stray dog. Same thing my father and his father could have seen too. Stray dog. Stray black dog. But when you're in the woods and you're hunting, most of the time when you're alone, strange things do happen. And it makes you see strange things sometimes. I thought I've caught a glimpse of it several times. Like I said, can't explain what it was I seen. But I just know it wasn't a bobcat. And I know it wasn't no black coyote because of the size. And if it was a dog that I've seen, it was probably one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen. But like I said, all I've caught is glimpses. So to my folklore, there might be something running around here. Some people say there might be even bears. But I don't think bears come down this far, as same as with panthers. But you hear a lot of noises in the woods too. And they say Black Panther is like a woman screaming. And I've heard them kind of sounds deep down in the woods coming out late at night. So, anyways, Chase has questions, so I'll let him ask some of his questions now.
Alright, Do you suppose the Black Panther is just a hoax, or the sighting is actually true? With what you've heard of your grandfather?
I don't think it's a hoax. Like I said, it may just be people's imagination because when you're off hunting by yourself, most of the time your mind gets to wandering or you get bored if you hadn't seen what you're actually going hunting for. And you get to walking through the woods and start hearing things. Stuff like that tends to come back to your memory what you've told when you was a kid. Like I said, my grandfather told my father, and he said he's seen stuff like that. I've heard, and he's told me, so, and I know I've heard stuff and thought something was following me at one time. And I know of neighbors and friends that had the same experience. So I wouldn't call it a hoax. It might be more or less our imaginations and your subconscious as far as, the passing down of the tale.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't 100% tell you it's a tale. Because like I said, there's a lot of weird, crazy stuff that goes on, especially in the woods. So, especially near this river, because you're at North River. It goes a long ways. So, I wouldn't call it a hoax.
Were authorities alerted of these sightings, or did people try to keep it quiet amongst themselves?
Not that I know of. I mean, I've heard a few people talk about it around here, and you might catch it every now and then, a sighting. But as far as turned over to the authorities, not to my knowledge that anybody's ever turned it over to.
What would you have done if you actually saw the whole entire body of the Black Panther roaming around in the woods?
Tell you the truth, I don't know what I would do. I'd imagine I would, if it didn't see me, I'd imagine I'd stay as quiet as possible, and because I imagine I'd be pretty scared of something that big, because a panther, Black Panther, from what I know of, would be as big as a deer, a white-tailed deer that we normally hunt. And you take something like that that's cat-like, it's a meat eater. I don't know. I wouldn't want to tangle with one, though.
Did you repeat to this story to others you know besides just me?
Yes, I told the story to my friends, neighbors, my dad. Because, like I said, I've had the same feeling before, too. As he had. As the story he told me. And the story my grandfather's told him, I'm sure. Of seeing glimpses. Or what they thought.
Well, thank you for giving us the story of the Black Panther through these woods.
Black Panther of North River. Yeah, well, you're welcome.